Hi guys, so just a little insight on the Shells Brand scholarship is something that was gifted to me by God and has been a part of my healing process because I was not able to go to school for an art focused degree. So I wanted to bless some students in North Carolina. That is my home statewide. So I hope that it's a blessing. And like I said, head over, apply, and this is only the beginning. Thank you. Okay. So, hello and welcome to the Shells Brand podcast. Today, obviously, you see that we have a guest um, who has really been a really great supporter of the Shells Brand, which I appreciate, by the way. So, Derrick is our guest today. I'm going to give him the floor to just kind of introduce himself, and then we're going to dive into this.
What's up, y'all? First of all, I want to take the time to thank Demetrius for bringing me on. Shout out to the Shells Brand, doing big things. I follow the podcast every single week, so I want to, show my love and support and say I really appreciate you bringing me on. It's definitely a pleasure. This is the first time I've actually been on somebody else's podcast, so
What?
yeah,
I feel
so
honored.
yeah, first time for everything. Yeah, so I definitely
Okay.
appreciate the opportunity. We're repping the Shells Brand, as you see.
And I'm repping Be Great, so
Yes.
we support each other
Yes.
equally for sure.
Absolutely. Let's go. So, first thing I want to say, so my name is Derrick DeLeon. You guys follow me on Instagram, DeLeon_Be Great. One thing I love is I love to invest in the people. I'm a supporter for everything. There's a lot of local people, whether it's artists, businesses, so much that don't get enough recognition. Us out here, we're out here grinding, we're out here pushing to want better, to want other brands to really to uplift, and there's not enough supporters.
Yeah.
When it comes to celebrity and stuff, of course everybody's gonna support.
Yeah.
But it's the small businesses, the small,
Mhm.
everything that everybody that's really trying to make a come up. So first of all, I do want to say it starts with you. First of all,
Absolutely.
yep, you gotta believe in yourself first. I know I did. I know you did.
Yeah.
And so when we find like-minded individuals that take us serious, this just shows that we're taking ourselves serious first.
Right.
I do have two beautiful daughters. Shout out to Nayeli and Malaya. I coach them in basketball. I stay busy. I love reading books. That's another fun fact. I hated reading books growing up.
Yeah, they had to force you. Now you love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
What's your favorite book right now?
Right now, it is Winning by Tim Grover.
Okay.
Tim Grover, for those of you that might not know, but he was one of the prolific trainers for Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, even Dwayne Wade. So he's in that sports realm as far as training and stuff like that. So Tim Grover, Winning, great book. I would definitely recommend that book. Another one of my favorites is The Keys by DJ Khaled.
Okay, he's
Shout
dropping
out
some
to
gems
DJ
out here.
Khaled.
Okay. For all the, readers out there, definitely go check those out if you haven't. So you made mention, I'm looking at my notes here. You did really great of just opening up. So I don't even have to touch on my first, tell us about your brand because you did a great job of that. What has it been like? Just give us a bit about parenthood. How has that been for you?
Parenthood is crazy. So I have my kids. I have full custody. Their mom, she is in the picture. I'm not going to dismiss that.
Yeah.
She is in the picture. So, but as far I have them every night. I have full custody. It's been a great experience. I love being a father, and especially the leadership aspect because there's a lot of kids that are bullies nowadays. There's a lot of kids that I feel like they just have no direction. So for me to be able to lead my kids or to be able to kind of embed who I am as an individual, as a father, I think it's amazing. Yeah. Because even my youngest daughter, Malaya, I call her my twin. She'll always say, "Yeah, I try to tell so and so that's not right, and we need to be leaders. So to actually see these qualities,
Yeah, it's
you
rubbing
know,
off.
exactly,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
she is like I say, she's one of those like she has that leadership quality where she's driven to be that way.
Mm,
She's the competitive side of me, and then my oldest daughter,
okay.
Nayeli, she's more of she doesn't have that emotional side that she shows, so she's very I mean, stuff could go south,
Mm,
and she just has no emotion. I think there's
got
only been like
it.
one time I've seen her cry outside being a baby.
Oh, okay. So she's a tough one.
Yeah, yeah, she's definitely the tough one. Takes a
Yeah.
hit, she don't cry. So, but parenthood is great. I love
Yeah.
being their father of all things. Um, it's amazing being able to raise these girls to say, hey, you know what? You don't got to be like the rest. You don't got to
Yeah.
be. Don't follow these kids that don't have any direction. That's no offense to the kids or even the parents, but all of us have our different paths. All of us are
Mhm.
growing up differently. You know, thank God for the financial industry. That's what really transformed me into like really who I am.
Okay.
Outside of my parents, of course, but yeah, I love being a parent. I love being able to lead them and for them to really get that feel for man. I got like the Be Great. So my that's my original baby, the Be Great brand. Those are
Okay.
my daughters are the face of that brand. So I
Hmm.
tell them, I said, you don't have the things that these other kids have.
Hmm.
Especially like when it comes to parenting. That's what I am appreciative that I recognize that
Yeah.
because I don't want them to have a normal life. I want them to really understand my dad put in a lot of work, and now
Yeah.
it's them, it's the legacy.
Yeah.
So they are the face of the Be Great brand. But overall, yeah, I love it. It's been a challenge. Nope, parenting's not easy.
No, of
It's
course it's
it's definitely
not.
a challenge, but yeah, overall, it's I love it.
And you have daughters, and I think that's really beautiful that as a father, you see it to be a priority to pour into them and plant so many wonderful seeds in the grounds, and you're seeing the fruit of your labor, right?
Yes,
And so
absolutely.
I'm sure that's rewarding. So, what type of relationship did you have with your parents?
So my parents, I've had
Or do you?
amazing.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I had an amazing childhood. My
Okay.
parents always they've been married. Oh man, they just had their 34th wedding anniversary, I believe, if I'm
Whew.
not mistaken.
That takes
Sorry if I didn't
work.
get that right, mom and dad, but yeah, I think
Congrats
34
to
years.
them.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, it's like I say, me and my brother had a maid growing up. It was never tough. Honestly, the only thing that was tough, and again, this is just like nitpicking, but is I had a dream. Okay, me and my brother had a dream. We weren't ever pushed.
Mm.
It's like, oh, follow your dream, you can do that. Which it's not my parents' fault. It's not their fault. They
Yeah.
just didn't know.
Right.
So it goes from like if you know mentors, okay, your mentor's going to help you get there. Your mentor's
Mhm.
there to mentor you, to guide you,
Yeah.
right? So the fact that I have been blessed to have those mentors in my life, now I can now take that as I'm embedded and I can like give that to the kids. I can give that to the people.
Yeah.
I love serving the youth. I love being there for anybody that really feels stuck.
Mm.
I was stuck for 10 years. My first official business was a light switch company. I was used to being like an artist.
Really?
Yeah, I was an artist. So I would draw these different, like all this artwork on these light switch covers. And I would go around selling $5. And I actually still have one. It's a Kobe Bryant. And
Huh.
it came out really nice. But I mean, that was my first
I'm
official
learning so much
business.
about you
I know.
today.
I know there's a lot. I'm sure a lot of people would be like, "Wow, I never knew any of this."
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I was 17 when I started that, and
Okay. Really, really
yeah,
young.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, like I say, my childhood was great. It was not a bad thing to happen. I mean, we all have bad things to happen when growing up, but I mean, overall, like generally, oh, it was good. I had a good, great
Yeah.
childhood.
That's a blessing because, not a lot of people some people don't even have their parents or didn't grow up with their parents. They grew up in foster care or grew up in the system and things like that. And so again, like I said, I think it's beautiful that you have daughters and you're building them, and you're giving them this discipline, right?
Yeah.
And so you're pushing leaders into the world, and we need more of that because the youth. They are our future, and I feel like I sound old. I sound like my teachers and things like that, but they really are. And understanding the importance of that has been the reason and the root and the heart of the Shells brand. And I love how you advocate for also the youth and the community and things like that, and your background and the foundation that you grew up with. I think definitely made you who you are today,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Um, hold on, because I have to check my notes so I don't go too far off because I will. Um, how has being a father changed you as a man?
Again, it goes back to like that leadership quality. I
Yeah.
mean, me as a man, so the way I look at it is that we want to be able. This might be going off a little bit, but you'll kind of see my point. So when it comes to women, we want to treat them as God treated the church, right? So the women of the church, we are the image of God. Now, when we don't take advantage of that, we tend to, especially with daughters. I don't want my
Mm.
daughters to see me like being dismissive and being disrespectful to like
Yeah.
women, So the way it has changed me is that okay, I've seen a lot of stuff in my life of what not to do.
Yes.
So I don't. Why would I want my daughters to look up to somebody that is like disrespecting another woman or that's just being like just crazy?
Yeah.
So it's changed me because I knew the kind of man that I wanted to be,
Mm.
and going through some of the stuff I did in my past, like that changed me to say, okay, when it here's all I'll say for an example is when it comes to cheating, like if you don't have enough courage to be able to leave that person,
Mm.
then you like something needs to change mentally.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Some work needs to be done. Inner work, a
Exactly.
lot of
Yes.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the way that it's really changed my mindset, and the significance as to like who I am as a man is that my daughters, I want to know, okay, if I find a man or eventually when I have a man, I want them to have the type of qualities that my dad has because it's
Yeah.
like when we say, okay, would you allow your daughter to date somebody like you?
Yep.
And
Yep.
so
That's the question.
yeah, that's accountability. It's accountability. It really is. So that's pretty much how I view it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I think that's great because you are their first example of how they should be treated. Like yeah, you set the standard, and I think that's wonderful. Yeah, so good job
yeah, thank you,
because
thank you.
I don't know, some of these folks out here, I don't know, they're not really, I don't know, don't really pour into their children in a way that I feel like they should, and sometimes I feel like I'm overstepping because I'm not a parent, but I was a kid, I understand, feelings that kids have, and how the world can be scary, and how leadership, guidance, and love at home can make a difference. And sometimes not having that can really change how you enter the world as an adult. Um, so how important is your legacy to you? I know we've been talking about your daughters and how you see parts of you in them and things like that. I guess you could really just highlight on that or build on some things that you've already shared. But how important is that for you?
My legacy is super important. So I come from, first of all, I do want to say I come from a massive family. My family,
Hmm.
and for those that might be watching, DeLeon family. So my family is just massive, and there's some people in my family do some big things, singers, entrepreneurs, and stuff like that. And
Okay.
I just kind of felt, our family is kind of known for doing like great things.
For being great. Yeah.
Being great, exactly. Yes, yes, being great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the legacy that I want to carry on is I want to be able to take my name, the DeLeon name, and I want to manifest it and use that as the like the roots of the tree. So I heard this thing. So shout out to Myron Golden for this metaphor, and I'm kind of paraphrasing all this, but he says, "Do you know a tree grows in two different directions?" Now you have the roots that stay grounded, and then which grow deeper into the ground. Then you have the top that grows beautifully.
Hmm.
So the way I want is I want to be the root of the
Come
family.
on.
Yes, I want to be that root of the family. And
Mhm.
again, the Be Great, that's my family logo, De Leon, or the lion, I mean. So I want to take that as a stepping stone and a platform, and not just my family, but everybody out there. I want to take that, and I want people to use that to their advantage. Like, man, I I can use that to kind of catapult me
Yeah.
into what I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I do what I do. So for me, it's really important to be like, I want to be known for serving the people. I want to be known for, look, I know how hard of a worker I am, but I want this to be like for you guys too.
Yeah.
So that's I want my legacy to really, I want it to be big, like as big as me and my family would ever know. So.
As you should. I feel like you should envision things like that for yourself. I mean, to exceed any expectation even that you might even have. Yeah, that's wonderful. Which is crazy because that ties into my last question for you, which was where do you see you and be great? And I feel like, yeah, like that's in the future. Like where do you see yourself? Where do you see be great in the community, in the world? Like what do you see?
So one thing I do want to show, I'm not going to actually show it close up, but everybody have a vision board. This is my vision board, so that's my screensaver. So you got to have a vision for what you want. So my vision for Be Great is going to be the #1 selling clothing line as far as instilling in greatness, right? So now I'm not one to compare, and I hate comparing, but I will say this. So you have Jordan Brand, which is you don't have to play basketball to wear Jordan. So I'm not out to compete, but I'm out to be the best. I'm out to be the greatest. So my vision is that I want it to be as global as it can be, and that really have a purpose, for people to say, man, if I'm feeling down, like I know there's this clothing line I can turn to that will make me feel influential, that will make me feel inspiring and empowering. And so that's my vision for it, is for it to be #1.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for
that.
it.
Yeah. And I feel like we often take so much pride in the things, how we look on the outside and the things, the things we eat, the things we ingest. But it's very important when you put on things, you take on a different feel. Like you might be feeling yourself one day, or you might, what you put on is also that much important. I think that's just my little opinion, but I think that's great to be building that and have that vision for yourself and your brand. I hope I didn't keep you too long, or that you enjoyed your time here with us. But
I could do this for hours. Just talking about everything. I love being able to talk.
You dropped some gems. Yeah, I enjoyed this for sure. I don't know. I didn't share this with you, but this is actually the last episode for season 1 of the Shells Brand podcast. Okay. So you closed us out here, and I think that it ended great. I mean,
it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be on and be that last one.
Yeah, this has been humble beginnings for me, and you've been a person that's had a firsthand experience to see this progression and this process, and so I appreciate you again for all of your support and just pouring into me. So. I have some announcements coming up for the Shells Brand podcast, but I'll give you guys a little bit here. The Shells Brand podcast scholarship just went live last week. So in North Carolina, if you have a friend, have a family member, know of someone that has an art-focused degree, please have them apply. I'll have that information on my social media and in the detail section for the episode. So please apply, and it's only the beginning. So thank you again, Derrick, for being with us, and it's all love.
Thank you for having me on. Again, follow me on Instagram, DeLeon_Be Great. Also check out my website, DerrickJDeLeon.com. That's Derrick DerRick. I appreciate Demetrius, the Shells Brand. Much love to you guys. I can't wait to see you guys do big things. So shout out.
Yes, thank you. I'm so rude. I didn't even ask him for his social media. Y'all see how I do.
You're good. You're good.
All right, but yeah, please follow him, support him, and we'll see you next time. All right.
Made me the past. It don't really define me. I gotta get out of my head. This morning I got on my bed. It's a blessing. Yeah. And like again, I said, I got lessons that I learned, and they steer me on this journey. The sound, yeah. Grace is covering me. Yeah. No need to hate, baby. Oh, well. If you choose to, then you go ahead and cut. Because I'm headed up. I don't know, baby, we going